Hey guys, Micah from Black Bear Custom Kydex. I've got a video for you today on a holster that I just built for a Glock 19 with a TLR1 flashlight attached to it. And this one is going to Doug. Doug asked if I could build him this holster. He told me to choose the color, so I went with Coyote. And he said he wanted it to be a torsion style holster with soft loops and also cut to account for an RMR sight. So it took a little bit of Googling to figure out exactly like where I should build this, and I hope it worked out. Obviously I'm using a molding prop. This is not a real gun, so it's impossible for me to be 100% certain that everything is properly placed. However, Doug, I'll tell it to you in an email too, and or if you don't already know, but if there are any adjustments that need to be made, I do those on the house. Obviously using a blue gun, that's kind of like a, you know, it's an inevitability that at some point one of the holsters that I make is not going to fit quite perfectly and will need a little bit of doctoring. So we can figure that out after the fact, but it's just one of the risks of buying a holster when it's going to be molded with the prop. So in any event, this is what it looks like here. So you can see soft loops, if you're not already familiar, are basically just a rubber coated nylon webbing that typically they have pull the dot snaps on them. If they don't, I don't recommend them at all. I'm not a big fan of soft loops to begin with, but as long as they have pull the dot snaps, I can deal with them. If they don't, they are, I think, one of the worst ways that you can carry something. So these do have pull the dot snaps. And for those who aren't familiar with torsion, what that means in the holster world is that I don't know if it's uniquely qualified by just the piece above, like in the sight channel above the holster, or above the handgun rather, that being curved in toward your body, or if it can account also for other ways of tucking your handle. But ultimately the effect that is, you can see this curvature right here, the effect that it has is, instead of being flat and having your belt be up here going straight, it causes your belt to be down here, so that the arc is more likely to obscure the handle of your handgun. So if you look at from this angle, now if you imagine a straight line here, your belt is going to be coming off and arcing like that, rather than already being up here and arcing down here. So hopefully the angle gets just tucked in a little bit more, so this doesn't print as much on your shirt. Typically I like to use like a claw attachment, like a concealment claw. It attaches here and sticks out and pushes against your belt, so it essentially just pushes your handle back into your body. I'm not really sure if it's going to be a sustainable effect with soft loops, because these are a little more, they can move around obviously. So yeah, that's something to definitely consider. But if you ever do need to attach a claw, you can certainly add a hole here, or use it. These are spaced at 1.5 inches, so I don't think you could just go right into this, but you definitely will have the option to just add a hole. It's pretty easy to do. I can do it for you if you need. But in any event, it's a pretty simple holster. Overall, it was obviously I had to buy a blue gun that was prepped and ready to mold with a TLR1 on it, and so these are generally pretty accurate, but sometimes, like I said, they aren't quite perfect. So definitely, if any adjustments need to be made, let me know. However, before assuming that adjustments need to be made, if it's an issue of just tightness or something like that, you might want to just mess a little bit with these two retention screws. So by loosening or tightening these, you can achieve a different retention. So you can loosen it up. Right now I have it right about where I think is perfect. You can feel a little bit of tension as you slide it in. You can feel a little resistance as you pull it out, but ultimately it's very easy. Yeah. So one of the things that I'm not necessarily super pleased with about this particular molding prop is that you can't see where the mag release is, and you can't really see where the trigger well is, or any of that. So trigger guard rather. So I think I've got it set to a point where you can pretty much get a full high and tight grip with your trigger finger out, draw, and then you should be good to go. But I'm not 100% on that. So anyway, I'll be curious to see how this turns out. I'm always a little bit nervous using a molding prop to build a holster, just because it's you know, sometimes it's not perfect. So in any event, I thought this one came out really nice, at least with the molding prop as my draw here, and I wanted to show it to you guys. So if you like this holster, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like the channel, I ask you to subscribe. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think of Glock, and let me know what your favorite Glock is if you carry. And flashlight versus no flashlight, is this something to EDC or is it just a home defense thing? I'd love your opinions on that. If you guys have any experience with torsion holsters or with soft loops on your holsters, I'd love you to weigh in as well and let me know what you think. What have your experience has been? You like, dislike, why, comfortable, uncomfortable, etc. So let's get some conversation going down below on that. Alright guys, I appreciate you tuning in, and stick around for the next one. God bless.